Peter here, aka Peter Freak Out 10, bringing another episode of Movie Review Show. The good movies are always reviewed. Okay, back into our movie review today. Now, I'm continuing my Valentine's Day movie reviews, and today I'm going to take a look at a film that I think really shows that love can come with a lot of surprises. Some may be good, some may be dirty, but some can come with a price. Literally. It's no better said and done than this film. And this is a film that I think introduced a lot of people to this particular actor who today has made a career off himself. He's really gone on to do bigger and better things, and he's known for a lot more in the world than this particular film. Let me just turn off some light, by the way. I don't think it's getting too, like, I really hate doing a review with these lights on, but you get my point. This film brought this particular actor to new heights and made him saw bigger and better things in life than what he usually did with those Calvin Klein commercials and other things. But what film is that, you may ask? And what actor is that? That film is none other than Fear. Now, Fear was a film made back in 1996. It was directed by James Foley, who I don't know anything about. Nothing. So, being that I never knew about this director, I was a little bit skeptical about this film. So, yeah. But the film has a relatively well cast. You got Mark Wahlberg in a younger role when he was a teen, who went on to do Boogie Nights. Before this film, he was in the Calvin Klein commercials, as I said. He was in The Sniper. He was in Ted. He's premiering in Ted 2. He was in The Gambler. He was in a bunch of films. So, relatively, this is one of his earlier films. You got Reese Witherspoon from Monsters vs. Aliens. I don't know anything else she was in. She was also in The Trumpet of the Swan, the bad animated film version. You got William Peterson, who I don't know anything about, and I repeat, nothing about. So, yeah. We got Alyssa Milano from Lady and the Tramp 2, Scam's Adventure. She was married to Scott Wolf, too. Don't really know anything else she's in. You got Amy Berman. You got, what's his name? I don't know his name, but the film has gone on, despite having a lukewarm reception with the critics, it's gone on to get a cult following. Now, with that cult following, what do I think of Fear? I think it's a really, really awesome movie. This is to be one of my favorite films. It is, to me, one of my favorite thrillers as well. So, as you can tell, I'm really excited to review this film and really give it a Valentine's Day review, because I wanted to do something different, and rather than horror, I wanted to show a film that shows a darker side of love rather than just the horror. And I decided to choose this one. So, I'm excited to review this film. I really am. And even as much as I love this film, I'm gonna go as far as to say it's my favorite Mark Wahlberg film. I think it's his best film. I think it's better than Boogie Nights. I think it's better than Sniper. I think, to me, it's the film that I think shows talent that Mark Wahlberg has. But I'll get into that later. The basic plot of the movie is basically this. We meet Nicole Walker, played by Reese Witherspoon, and she lives with a very wealthy family. Her brother Toby, her stepdad named Steve, played by William Peterson, and her mother, played by Annie Berman, and they're all living in Seattle, where Steven has a very strained relationship with his daughter. He doesn't feel like he has enough time due to the fact that he's a workaholic, and when he does have the time to spend with her, he's basically bad-mouthing about what she does, and he's very sensitive, very just touchy about what she does. And one night, they actually have family plans, but unfortunately, due to the fact that the dad is a workaholic, he has to go and work on something thing. And while that's going on, Nicole goes with her friend Margot, played by Melissa Milano, and they're at this nightclub. They see this boy there named David, who Nicole immediately falls in love with and immediately likes and just really sees more in him than what she originally thought of him because they before they went to the nightclub they saw each other at a bar. I don't know if it's a bar or a nightclub. I don't know if it was a bar or something. But the two immediately fall in love and start to hit it off. However, the father starts to see differently at him because when he's introduced to her, he thinks like, oh, he's a creep and everything. And immediately that's all proven when after a fight breaks out between Gary and David. The David breaks up with actually the other way around. Nicole breaks up with him and immediately gets back together with him. However, a feud starts when she sees David at his house having sex with Margot, which drives Nicole to the edge and immediately pushes the two to break up. So now David goes nuts and immediately starts stalking her and harassing her and pretty much um, pretty much starts terrorizing each member of the family as well as her friend. So now Nicole decides that it's going to have to take more than just a simple breakup to stop this relationship. And William Peterson is going to have to be the one to fight off Mark Wahlberg. So will the family be able to survive Mark's path of rage, or will they all have to bow down to him and make Nicole her queen? Now, Fear is a relatively interesting thriller. It's a film that I think really, I know it's a film that has a concept that has been done before, but it's never been done in this style with teens because a lot of films like Fatal Attraction really intend to look more towards adult like scenarios like this. But this is the first one where a teen has this problem, and I like that whole idea. I like the fact that they focus it more on a teen rather than just being a adult because I feel it was more interesting as a teen. I feel it's more interesting when they're teenagers, and I feel it just adds something more to the film. When it actually makes more dramatic, more scary, and more creepy at times. So, yeah. I definitely really liked the whole idea. I liked how the story was written too. I like how it deals with something that could happen in real life. It deals with something that has happened in real life. And I like the fact that it looks at an abusive relationship. I like the fact how it views an abusive relationship. And I really do think it's interesting. I think it's really well told, and I think it's really just really well put, really well, just it's really well told, and at times can be very cringeworthy too. When you see what Mark Wahlberg does to Reese Witherspoon at one point, and you also see how he reacts to the father. You think this guy is a nut, and believe me, he is a nut throughout this film, and that's one thing I'll get into later. But I really thought that Mark did. Actually, I really thought that the story is really well done. It was really well written, and it deals with an adult problem in a teenage form. Like it deals with it in the style with a teenager. That's what I feel it deals with it in. And I like that. I really liked that. I thought it was well told. It didn't have to be an adult film because the film is gearing more towards teens rather than just being an adult film. And I really thought that was unique. I thought it was pretty well done. And another thing I do like about this movie is the fact that it doesn't deal with it doesn't look at itself like a horror movie. It tries to be something more than just a horror movie. And that's what I thought at first when I saw this film, is that it's a horror movie. But it does have a little bit of blood. But it doesn't completely say, oh, I'm a horror movie, look at me, I'm a horror movie. It doesn't say it like that. It deals with it in the suspenseful way of a thriller. And a thriller is how real life is dealt with. It's not like a horror movie. And I do like the way it was picked for this tone, the film. I think it was picked right for the situation, because believe me, this situation would be seen as a thriller rather than just a horror movie. And I like that. I really do like that. I think it was really well done, and at times it was actually pretty creepy too. There were moments in this film that were actually very, very creepy. Now, the acting in this film is superb, and I'll get into the best act. I'll get into Mark's character last, but Reese Witherspoon, I liked her in this film. I think she's one of the best actresses in this film. I like in the film that she's just this normal everyday teen, and she gets in fights with her both her parents, and it's relatable. It's relatable, her character. It's relatable to see um, her doing that, and you can definitely see yourself in those type of situations. You can see yourself with. You could actually see yourself that situations like that have happened with you, and she portrays it all very well. She portrays being a teenager and meeting her true love for the first time, and maybe having her heart broken. She all portrays that very, very well. Wow. So definitely really thought that Reese Witherspoon was, to me, did a very well done job in this film. Definitely was played a very well done character, very sensitive, just really, really funny. Well, not funny, but you could just say she's adorable. That's what I could say to her. She's adorable to watch in this film. And she's cute too. That's what you could say. She was cute when she was young, and she's actually she actually deals with the character very well. So definitely Reese Witherspoon was really well done choice. Now, William Peterson, despite not knowing anything about however, one film I do know him from is Young Guns 2, which I saw a review for. I saw another review for this film, and the guy said Young Guns 2. So I never seen Young Guns 2, but I know he's from that. But I thought he was actually pretty good. I like the fact how he portrays this father who doesn't know how to father her daughter, even though he's the stepdad. And he really deals, and he really just shows how hard it is to be a father really, really well. He really shows it really well. He shows the emotion of him being a father really well. And even when he's sensitive and standing up for his daughter, it's actually pretty believable. So definitely really thought that they did a really, really, really good job with that. I definitely really thought that they really did a good job with giving him the fatherly side to him, and really making him tough, really making him a loving guy despite having a tough figure. And I like that. I really do like that. And it's very, and I think any father can relate to his character. So I really liked his character, really well done, and just really thought he did a very, very, very good job as the character. Now, Alyssa Milano in this film is hot. I'm not gonna lie, Alyssa Milano is hot in this film. When she was young, I think she's hot in this film. A lot of the scenes in her, but I liked her in this film. I like how she's the sensitive type, and she's more sensitive than Alyssa Milano's character, so that's a plus. And I definitely think she handles her character well. She doesn't over exaggerate. She's not exactly always looked at as the damsel, but really thought she did a very good job. Really, just a really likable character, really funny, and and especially the points when she's with the Mark Wahlberg's friend flirting with him. I thought some of those scenes were actually pretty funny too. Funny too, before he goes nuts too. But Definitely a lot of the actors do their part very well, but I think the biggest one that I think does the most effort is Mark Wahlberg. Oh my god, he is one of the craziest villains ever in a film. And that's not saying he's that there's other villains out there he's craziest. This guy is freaking nuts. He throws everything over the edge just because of a woman. Literally, every time you see this guy on screen, you're like, wow, this guy is a jerk and is nuts. Like at one point, he cuts out a picture of the family and pastes himself and the father. He takes the daughter's underwear, and he also he also takes a bracelet and writes David's girl on it that originally said Daddy's girl. Well, so yeah, this guy is a perv, and especially a lot of the scenes with his friends were well filmed, and they were definitely really crazy too. And I also liked how he portrayed him. He was creepy, he was sinister, and I think a lot of scenes with him and were well filmed, especially the ending scene where they're all in the house and they're all being attacked by Mark and his friends, which was a very like nail biting scene, and it was all acted so well. It was all put in there really well. So I definitely thought that the acting was very well done, and the scenarios that they put the actors in were actually very believable. And Mark Wahlberg's performance in those areas, I think, made it more sinister and more creepy. So definitely, I really thought that they did a fantastic job with the acting and putting the actors in the scenarios and making us feel like they're in that scenario. So definitely really well told and really well put. So the other thing I do like about the film is its score. It has a very well done score. It's very creepy. It's not exactly like Nightbreed score. Like it doesn't reach the level of how great that score is, but it's still very well done and just very well composed. Um, what's his name? Danny Bramson. Carter Burwell is his name actually. Carter Burwell, I thought did a very great job with the music in this film. He was definitely creep. He definitely gave the film a creepy atmosphere, and he didn't get, especially the song at the end, and it just really gives the film a lot of a creepy feel to it. Even when there's scenes where they're not supposed to be creepy, and they're in an environment with both Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon, you still feel that creepiness. You still feel that whole thing. And a point where the music is really cool is the wood scene. The wood scene with the scenario and the acting and the music, I think actually makes it a crazy scene. And I'll spoiler alert. That's what he's gonna. That's what I'm gonna do. He killed a kid in the forest by snapping his neck. He just like this. Like I always thought that that was cool, but really good score. Really goes well with the film. Really gives it a very good taste to it, and really just a really well done film with a great soundtrack too. Dink, um, Rob Zombie. I think Rob Zombie. Bush, 16 Stones. So great soundtrack. So yeah, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was great. Now, does it have its problems? Yes. There's just one problem I have with it. It's not ruin the film, but I think it's the fact that they kill off Gary's character, and because I liked his character, I thought he was useful, and I don't think there was a reason to kill him off because I think he was a very well done character, and just by the way he dies, I felt he could have given a better fight than just him getting his neck snapped. That's what I felt would have been better. That's the kid who gets his neck snapped. And I think you guys aren't going to need to turn down your volume because you've all seen this movie. But, yeah. I did not like his death, and even though it was a cool death and all, I just really felt it was an unneeded death for him, and just by the way he died, I just actually I take that back. I can take all the whatever sit back. I just felt it was his death was unneeded. I just felt the way what they do when they kill him off, like I just felt it was unneeded to kill his character. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm going all over the place, but overall, Fear is a fantastic movie. It's definitely one of my favorite Mark Wahlberg films, and definitely one of my favorite thrillers. And it's definitely a classic. I don't know what the heck people are saying, like, "Oh, it's no classic." Oh, nah, 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 nah. Like, they need to be harsh to this film. Like, it's not that bad. It's better than what was going on at the time. So really, I definitely recommend you go see Fear. It's a classic movie. It's definitely a film that'll make you think before you meet men in a bar. So really, I give Fear a 9.5 out of 10. It is a fantastic movie, and it's one of my favorite thrillers, let alone one of my favorite films. So really, really, really well done film. Really, really well done. So yeah, really, really enjoy this film. Really think it's a classic, and I think it'll be a classic 10 years from now. So definitely check this film out. It's definitely really well done, really well told, and it'll remain a classic on my shelf. But that's my review on Fear. Great movie. Unfortunately, next time we have to go into a horrible movie. But I'm gonna do it in time for Awakening. I hope the good for Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. And then after that, we have hope for this film, Chasing Amy. Really excited to review that film after. But that's what I plan to review. I have a lot to review this week. And I'll see you guys later. Tell me what you guys think of Fear in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next